You guys, I cannot believe this pair of jeans sold for over $500. That blows my mind. I'll talk more about that later on in the video, so stay tuned. But let's dive right in. Here are some women's denim brands to keep an eye out for while you are out thrifting. First up is the brand Frame. I'm seeing this a lot in eBay solds. I'm seeing these sell for anywhere from $40 up. Next up is the brand Mother. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of this brand. One thing to look out for with Mother is the back pocket has the M embroidered on it. So if you're just quickly scanning jeans, that can be a telltale sign of the brand. With any of these brands, you do want to make sure to pay attention to what the specific style is, because some will sell a lot better than others. For example, I sell on eBay, so when I come across one of these brands that I know is good, I'll go ahead and just take a couple minutes and check out solds for that specific style and see what the sell-through rate and see whether or not it's worth picking up. Next up is Levi's. I know that's not a surprise to anybody that this made the list. And again, with this one, specifically vintage Levi's are huge right now. There's actually a lot of info in just this category, so I want to make a video in the near future diving deep into vintage Levi's and what to look for, so stay tuned for that. You're looking specifically at the tab, the back of the pocket. There's that tiny little tab. So orange tab, silver, and some red tabs. So before the 70s, the red tabs had a capital E in Levi, and that's something you're going to want to keep your eye out for. Next up is Rock Revival. This is a brand that I find a lot in my area, and I love selling this brand. It's not a huge high dollar brand, definitely a good bread and butter one to pick up. Usually we sell our Rock Revival jeans for around $35 and shipping, and they usually sell fairly quickly. Usually they have a lot of embellishments on the pockets. I'll show a couple examples here. Definitely love selling Rock Revival. Next up is a Goldie. I'm seeing sold from $40 up. Another one to keep your eyes out for is Mousy Vintage. Mousy Vintage is a premium Japanese denim. This one is actually can bring in quite a bit of money. There are solds from $90 all the way up to this one is $160 plus shipping. Definitely a great brand to pick up. Next up is Free People, and I'm sure this is one you have heard of, but with Free People, right now what's really popular are anything with flare, as you can see in these pictures. The style Just Flow On is a good one to keep an eye out for. These jeans remind me a lot of Rock Revival. This brand is Miss Me, and it has the embellished pockets, kind of like Rock Revival. Madewell is another one to keep an eye out for. With this one, I constantly have to check the specific style because some sell really well and for decent amounts, as you can see here. Others I haven't had as much luck with. Just double check that, but it is a popular brand still and can do well if it's the right style. Judy Blue is another one. This one's going to be more of a bread and butter denim for you. It's definitely not high dollar usually, but you know, $35 up, and it tends to be pretty prevalent depending on the area where you live. 7 for All Mankind is another brand to keep an eye out for, specifically the style Dojo, D-O-J-O. I'm seeing that a lot in eBay solds. And 7 for All Mankind has a kind of a distinct pocket pattern, as you can see here. Here's a high dollar brand for you, R13. As you can see, well over $100 for some of these styles. This is what the tag looks like. The tag on the back, kind of a very simple design, good quality jeans. Some great vintage denim to keep an eye out for. It's Wrangler. I'm seeing a ton of that selling on eBay right now. Vintage Mud, Vintage Guess, and also Vintage Rockies. Has kind of that cool Western design, as you can see here. Now for the pair of jeans that sold for $500. This is Magnolia Pearl. Magnolia Pearl has a very distinct look to it, very boho chic, vintage vibes, and you can definitely spot it right away. I have not found Magnolia Pearl yet, but it is definitely on my bucket list. It sells for crazy money. Magnolia Pearl sells really well, not just denim, but you know, their blouses, dresses, everything has an insane sell-through rate. I checked today, sell-through rate on eBay, and it was over 200%, which is crazy. I think there were 200 to 400 Magnolia Pearl items listed and over 1,100 sold. So that is great when the sell-through rate is like that. Definitely a brand to keep your eye out for. I know it's a super high dollar item, so probably not one you come across all the time. The reason it's so expensive is all of their pieces are handmade. I know there's been some controversy surrounding this brand recently, but definitely a great pickup if you come across it. It should sell really well and really quickly. So hopefully that gave you a few new bolo denim brands to keep an eye out for while you're out in the wild. And of course, there are a lot of other brands that can sell really well. So thanks for tuning in and happy thrifting.